I'm Cam.
I'm Tyler.
And I'm Aaron. We're three brothers who lead extraordinary lives.
Because we live and work in our family zoo.
Caring for endangered animals along with a team of keepers.
And helping wildlife conservation projects around the world.
This is our amazing story. This is 1Z3. Totally tropical. It's all about pool days and sun rays.
Do you reckon he knows there's a hole in the pool?
No.
At last.
Very cool, Cam.
Very cool.
Look, it's a hot day, all right? So many of our animals have developed super smart adaptations to help them cope with living in hot climates too. Ooh, that water looks good.
Camels use their humps to store fat in the desert, where food is scarce.
Lions have thinner skin on their bellies and so roll onto their backs to lose heat.
And meerkats have dark circles round their eyes to reduce the glare from the sun. Nice shades.
Here at the zoo, the priority on a hot day is to stop the animals getting too bothered by the heat.
Coming up, heat-loving Spike the bearded dragon visits the vet. Spike, you've been amazing.
Our White-Cheeked Gibbons get to grips with a puzzling picnic.
Bit of sweet potato out of mine.
And there's a tasty treat for a very special family of sun bears.
Oh, check him out using his tongue.
It's still early, but as the heat starts to build, I'm off to help the White-Cheeked Gibbons have some fun in the sun. In the steamy rainforest of Southeast Asia, it can reach 35 degrees centigrade, with the stifling humidity making it feel even hotter. But in the wild, these gibbons know how to keep their cool. They forage for food high in the canopy in the morning, so they're able to retreat to the lower branches as the temperature climbs.
You all right, boys?
Hey, Ty.
Look what I find lying around. Some old hose donated by the local fire station. I thought we could use it as enrichment for the gibbons.
Hey, New Ethan and Ripley are gonna love this.
I'm a big fan of upcycling unwanted items into activities for our animals. So I can't wait to see what ingenious plan Tyler has for this load of leftover hoses.
First things first, we're going to roll them out all into straight lines. Rubbish roll.
Boom! That has done.
So what we're building right now is square knot browsers, but they're also known as fire hose scoobies. This is going to be great enrichment for the gibbons. What we're going to do is put some food in there, which they've got to try and find.
What I didn't bank on was this would become an enrichment for my brothers too. They're tying themselves up in knots.
I've already confused myself. Ah, did it wrong.
Cam, that's far too loose, mate. Whew. Getting a nice sweat on from this.
After almost an hour,
Done.
That is it.
Finished.
now to hang the carefully crafted feeders and fill them with treats.
We've made one each, so whose will the gibbons choose?
Emily, please can you let the gibbons out? Oh, here they go. Oh, look, straight for mine, instantly.
Oh, and they're headed to mine now.
They've completely bypassed mine.
Oh, here we go. Bit of sweet potato out of mine.
Love that sweet potato. Newt, Ethan and Ripley are primates. That means they share an ancient ancestor with us humans. And that distant relation means we have something else in common too. White-Cheeked Gibbons actually have hands just like ours. They've got 4 fingers and opposable thumbs, which are fantastic for gripping food. Now, they may look like monkeys, but they're actually apes. And the difference is monkeys will have tails, whereas apes don't, and also apes tend to be bigger. Members of the primate family tree come in a variety of shapes and sizes, including lemurs, tarsiers, monkeys, and apes, while gibbons are known as lesser apes. Their larger cousins, the great apes, are gorillas, orangutans, chimpanzees, bonobos, and us.
If you were one of our distant cousins, you would be an orangutan.
I'll take that, they're my favourite animal.
Yeah, Tyler. You would be a lemur, and I would be a pygmy marmoset, world's smallest monkey. Even Ethan enjoyed that. Thanks, Ty. Thanks, Ethan. Well, I think it's safe to say the Gibbons enjoyed their fresh veg. Ethan's even came over to say thank you. You're welcome. Double high five.
But will it be 10 out of 10 now for Aaron?
Aaron's big brain is full of fun and fascinating animal facts.
We're always trying to catch him out.
We're giving Aaron 60 seconds to answer as many questions as possible.
If he gets more right than wrong, he wins.
Woohoo! Come on!
But get more wrong than right,
And we win!
Let's get rocking. Question number 1. How much can a Galapagos giant tortoise weigh?
Around 200 kilos?
That's wrong. They weigh up to 300 kilos. Question 2. How far on average do sloths travel in a day?
I know, it's not very far at all, isn't it? Only something like 40 metres?
I'll let him have that. They actually move about 37 metres. That's less than half a football pitch. Question 3. Which venomous lizard is also the largest in the world?
Komodo dragon.
Correct. You wouldn't want to get in a fight with one of those. Question 4. How long is a jaguar from head to tail?
2 metres?
It's actually 2.5 metres. 170 centimetres for the body and 80 centimetres for the tail. Question 5. What is the largest mammal that lives in trees?
Oh, orangutan. No, gorilla.
Which one?
Gorilla.
Wrong! It's actually the body of the orangutan.
Oh no, why did I doubt myself?
Their arm span is about 2 metres. And that's time up, which means we won! Oh. And you've lost. Bet that next time.
I can't win them all, but I really wish I could.
The sun's out and with barely a cloud in the sky, I'm off to the reptile house to check in on some of the residents who are at their happiest, basking in the heat.
Cletus loves it hot.
West African dwarf crocodiles aren't the only ones who like their cribs kept cosy.
This is Looney, and she is a leopard gecko, and her home has a temperature of 29.8 degrees centigrade. She is a little beauty.
Here we have Spike, our bearded dragon, and he comes all the way from Australia, so he likes it nice and hot. So hot, in fact, his vivarium is 30 degrees centigrade on this end and 36 degrees nearly on this end. Bearded dragons truly live up to their name. They have armour of spiny scales and they have a spiky beard as well, which they puff up as a defence mechanism against predators.
In the wild, they live in central and southern Australia's arid deserts, so keeping his habitat hot is vital.
Bearded dragons are cold-blooded, which means that they need help from external heat sources such as the sun to be able to gather enough energy to go and get their food. Although Spike loves the heat, he's actually been feeling a little bit under the weather, so I'm gonna go take him to Steve the vet and give him a checkup.
The health of all the animals at the 123 Zoo is taken very seriously. To find out what might be making Spike poorly, Dr. Steve is going to do some blood tests.
Spike is quite small. How much blood are you going to take?
So I'm just going for 1 ml sample. That's plenty
That's tiny.
for what we're looking at. We're doing a blood sample just to check his levels of white blood cells, red blood cells, and there's some biochemistry of what his organs are doing and whether there's any indicators of infection or other disease.
Would this be painful to Spike?
No, it shouldn't be. He might feel the needle just go through between the scales.
So this is just like when we have to go to the hospital and have any blood tests done. Nothing to worry about, just a little pinch. And you can see Spike is nice and content in Jenny's arms. All done.
Good stuff.
Spike, you've been amazing.
As we wait for the test results, hopefully it won't be long before he's back on the road to recovery. With Steve the vet here, Spike isn't the only one with an appointment.
Okay, who's next?
So next we've got Wilson the zebra.
I think they heard you there, Steve. This second patient of the day is from a species with some very smart solutions for surviving in extreme conditions.
In the wild, plain zebras like Mosi and Wilson can live in the hot grasslands of southern and eastern Africa, where temperatures can reach 40 degrees Celsius. Along with other equines like horses, zebras are the only species other than primates that sweat as a way of keeping cool, just like us humans. And I'm telling you now, I am sweating. It is hot.
Wild zebras can migrate up to 300 miles every year in search of food. They have tough hooves perfectly adapted to tackle the dry, stony terrain. At the zoo, Wilson needs help to keep his hooves healthy, and today he's having his annual trim.
Naturally, they are quite a flighty and skittish animal. They have a super powerful kick, and they use this for self-defense against big predators, which makes them quite a dangerous animal as well.
Steve the vet is giving Wilson an anaesthetic to make sure he doesn't accidentally hurt himself, the keepers, or Farrier Lee, an expert in hoof care who usually works with horses.
Zebra hooves are made from the same material as our hair and fingernails, so it's kind of like us cutting our nails, really.
A pedicure, I guess?
Debris and stuff can get in there, like stones, and cause infections. So we're just cleaning out the cavities.
Tough hooves aren't the only clever way they cope with the dry climate. Some scientists believe their black stripes absorb the sun in the morning, warming them up, but as the day gets hotter, their white stripes reflect it, cooling them down.
Steve is just monitoring Wilson. The two front hooves have been checked, they've been cut down, and they've just made a start on the back hooves. But so far, so good. May look like Wilson's nails have just been painted, but they've actually sprayed it with an antiseptic to stop any infections.
Job done. It's time to get Wilson back on his feet.
Steve is going to give him another injection to wake him up. He's a little bit wobbly, but it's gone so well. The team have smashed it, and he'll be with his son Mosi in no time. He's just gone straight over to him. How lovely is that?
Nice one, Wilson. You're good to go for another year.
Helping us to constantly develop in all areas of our zookeeping, we visit conservation projects abroad, including keeping track of progress on sustainability.
We recently travelled nearly 5,000 miles to India's Tadoba National Park to see how green technology is helping to protect endangered Bengal tigers.
There are around 40 here in the reserve, and hopefully we are going to be seeing the tigers as we adventure around Tadoba today.
Globally, tigers face many threats, including poaching and habitat loss. Climate change is also a growing concern as extreme temperatures can dry up the rivers they rely on to survive.
But conservationists here are making the most of the sunshine, keeping the water flowing.
The solar-powered station connects straight to a well, which pumps water from deep underground all the way up into a mini reservoir. These solar-powered wells are saving wildlife all over Tadoba National Park.
And it isn't long before we can see just how well it's working for ourselves.
Absolutely incredible.
She's currently just having a nice little lay down in the pool. Amazing, isn't it?
And just to see it basking in the water like that. I mean, it's got its back of its head to us. You can see these two white dots, which is actually a
make it look like eyes in case predators try and stalk up on it. It's basically a defence mechanism, which is incredibly clever.
With so few tigers left in the wild, conservation projects like this one are helping to safeguard the future of these iconic animals. Tigers at one point were literally on the brink of extinction, but the overall population around the world currently sits at around 4,000, which is up from 3,200 at the start of the 21st century, with around 2,000 tigers in India alone.
However, we're not out of the woods yet. The numbers are alarmingly low, but it does give us hope.
There she goes.
A great reminder of the importance of tech protecting our wildlife against climate change.
Back home at the 1-Zoo-3 Zoo, we're also experiencing some temperature extremes.
Today is hot. In fact, might be too hot. Yeah, it's 40 degrees. It's the hottest the zoo's ever been in its history. And to think other parts of the UK are even hotter.
I'm busy making sure all the animals have plenty of water to stay hydrated in the sun.
And when they're not drinking it, they're splashing around in it.
I'm off to give Scally, the African spotted eagle owl,
Hello.
a satisfying soak. Wise old eagle owls have their own clever trick to regulate their body temperature. They open their mouths and flutter their neck muscles to release heat. But who doesn't like a nice cool shower?
Well, it's safe to say, I think Scally enjoyed that. Cheers, Scally. Right, who's next?
You're lucky that's not one of Cam's cams.
To right, with the water bowls all filled up, I found the perfect shady spot to stay out of the sun. Soon, this habitat will be welcoming some very special new arrivals.
It's going to be home to 2 sun bears, and it's going to be epic. Now, one of the bears, Kyra, is actually coming from Chester Zoo in northern England, and Tyler is there right now on a fact-finding mission. I think I'm going to give him a call. Hey, Ty, how you doing?
Yeah, look, just hanging out the giraffes here at the moment.
Nice, nice. I'm just in the sun bear habitat. You know what? It is quite comfy, though, so I might have a nap.
Are you joking? Right. Well, I'm gonna have to get my own back on him.
Does it involve water? I'll look forward to that when you're back, bro. But hang on, that's not a sun bear. Remember why you're there.
I've just arrived at Kyra's temporary home while she's getting ready to come to the zoo. Can't wait to see her. Kyra.
How could I forget Kyra? When Mum Millie gave birth to her 4 years ago, she was the first sun bear cub ever born in the UK. Now she's nearly ready to move in with us and start a family of her own.
Oh, she's wicked. She's fully grown, but still so small. These guys are the smallest bear species. She only weighs about 75 kilos, which is pretty similar to Cam. And Cameron's tiny. You can see her at the moment just resting, but back up against a nice branch. So excited to see her at the 1-Zoo-3 Zoo.
Kyra will be making the move to her new home with us in a few months. Whilst I'm here, Keeper Richard is also going to introduce me to Kyra's dad, Tony, as I help with a feeding exercise.
Right, Richard, what do you want us to do, mate?
We can just chop this food up so we can fit it in the enrichment feeder.
Despite the name, sun bears are largely nocturnal, thriving in the humid heat of Southeast Asia's rainforest by resting during the day and feeding on leaves, berries, and insects at night.
A lot of their time in the wild would be spent foraging for food and working really hard to get that food. So we've got to make sure that we're keeping them just the same level here in the zoo. So next step, we're going to get it in the Hessian sack.
Well, you don't really make it easy for them, do you?
No, that's it. They're a lot stronger than us, and they are pretty smart as well. So we've got to make sure it is as tough as we can make it, really.
All right, Richard, that's all done.
Looks ready to go to me.
Tropical temperatures in the wild mean a year-round supply of food, so the sun bears don't need to hibernate for the winter. And they're well adapted to beat the heat.
They've got a thin layer of fur so they don't overheat, and it's coarse enough to protect them from heavy tropical rain.
Although there isn't much risk of that today.
Here he is. It's amazing how kind of big and powerful those claws are.
We use them not only for climbing, but for ripping to termite mounds, rip through logs, anything like that, get those insects that they want.
Some bears have another secret weapon for gobbling up food from hard-to-reach places, as we're seeing here.
Oh, check him out using his tongue. These guys have the longest tongues out of all the bear species, about 20 to 25 centimetres in length. A bit longer than my tongue.
About 2 to 3 times longer. No wonder he's not having any trouble.
Oh, he's absolutely loved this enrichment. Oh, Richard, thank you so much for your time today. I've learnt loads. Can't wait now to get Kyra up to the zoo. It's going to be brilliant.
Yeah, I'm sure she'll be very happy there.
We can't wait to make her feel welcome. But I better be getting back to check what my brothers are up to. Cam in particular.
I bought some presents to keep us cool.
Oh, you legend. This is definitely going to help me keep cool in this heat.
I also made some animal-friendly ice lollies. So the cat's got blood lollies, and Marion the Sulcata tortoise, she got a frozen watermelon.
Oh, nice.
Where's Cam? His ice lolly's gonna melt.
Oh, last time I saw him, he was trying to keep cool in the sun bear habitat. He was having a snooze. But you know what? I've got a great idea to help him keep cool. Come on.
Turn it on.
Excellent. Turn it on now.
Raining! Oh no, it's backfiring! Oh no! No!
I am soaked.
Turn it off! It's coming back!